Butterfly in the sky, I can go twice as high. Take a look, it's in a book, a reading rainbow.
Hey, welcome to the second ever edition of the Weekly Pulse. That's the new name, used to be Weekly Pulse now? Pulse. Pulse, everybody. Weekly Pulse. And as you can tell, maybe my lips are very chapped. It's cold out, it's Christmas time, and at Forbidden Planet we've got so much stuff that you're going to want to buy. Not to sound like a walking, talking advertisement, but I want to start with some toys that we're going to get in tomorrow, or today by the time you see this. Some Arkham City figures, baby. They're $19.99 a piece. This is the Robin figure, which I think is pretty rad. Not really, I don't know how I feel about the hood. We already got a lot of calls about this guy, so he's going to fly off the shelf. We got Batman. He's infected. Also not wearing the cowl, which I kind of dig. Kind of like the little face of Bruce. My favorite of the three, though, is this Harley Quinn. I think this is way better than the first Arkham Harley that came out. Costume's a little bit cooler. Also, she's a little bit thick, which I like. All right, moving away from the toys, even though they're great. I've got so many comics. I'm not going to go into huge details, but I'll run you through the ones I'm picking up and why. So this Marvel seems silly. Marvel Holiday Comics, a one-shot. I saw it, I was like, this seems stupid. But then I popped it open, and I saw, lo and behold, not some bad art. There's some really cool, there's a cool Spider-Man story in here. There's a fun Wolvie story. The one that really got me jazzed, though, Old Saint Nick. A good old Nick Fury story, and it's a Jim Dandy. This one kind of worth it alone. But yeah, man, pretty cool. I like a good Christmas adventure, a romp, if you will, and this one's pretty fun. Also, Guillermo del Toro's The Strain is finally getting the comic book treatment, and it's being done by David Lapham. I just picked this up, so I haven't had a chance. Couldn't tell you if it's great or not, but David Lapham, good writer. Guillermo del Toro, good writer. The Strain, good story. And the art seems pretty good to me, so I'm pro the idea of picking up a first issue, because really, why not? So this also out Wednesday, and hey, look, it's the Ray, which means nothing to you. It didn't mean anything to me either, except of course that it's written by Jimmy Palmiotti and Justin Gray, and it's about this Korean kid who's got these hippie parents, and one day he gets blasted by some kind of, not a cosmic ray, but a ray of some kind, and he sort of becomes like this sun-powered hero, and it's got that very sort of Power Girl, I don't know if it's cutesy or not, but it's definitely very tongue-in-cheek. He's naked a lot of the time, so I don't know if all the gents will be comfortable with that. But you know, maybe you're a lady who feels like there should be more naked men in comics, or maybe you just like something that's got a good sense of humor about it. And if so, this one was actually a lot of fun. So go for that. Oh man, Buffy. This is also, I mean, I hesitate to use the word lady book, but so the deal with this issue of Buffy, even though it kind of is that she. It turns out that this guy who was supposed to be her buddy, he's kind of not great. And meanwhile, there's some stuff happening with another seeming villain who may not be. There's a lot of continued stuff with Spike and how he feels about Buffy. So if you're into that stuff, it's kind of nice. A lot of very character-driven work. Also a nice little surprise at the end, a return of a particular character. Frankenstein and the Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., same deal. Jeff Lemire book, fantastic. If you like BPRD, if you like Umbrella Academy, this is the same kind of book. I'll open up to a random page. Oh, it's an ad, of course. There you go. I don't want to look at it because I'll be reading it later. But I guarantee you that it's great because Jeff Lemire is great and this book is great. So I would highly recommend picking this one up. Except, of course, that apparently they're going to be crossing this over with OMAC. Not a favorite book of mine. But maybe this book will rub off on OMAC, that poor book. But this is great. And finally from DC, I've got Batgirl. Also haven't had a chance to read this, but listen, this is what I like. Gail Simone, very good at the meta commentary on things, and what she does with Batgirl in this particular story, she's got this villain, right? He's called Mirror. Now what he actually does for her right, is he holds up a mirror, get it, to the fact that she doesn't feel cool about the fact that she has the ability to use her legs, and so she's become Batgirl again specifically because she kind of wants to throw herself into danger. She kind of wants to lose her ability to use her legs because she feels really guilty. And I like that. I like that that's how they've sort of dodged this being something that makes people angry. I'm sure some people will be angry, but you shouldn't be. It's really well written. So the first 3, good. I'm pretty sure 4 is probably going to keep going. What else did I get? Oh, here's a surprise. Hawken, number 2. So if you have no idea what Hawken is, and I certainly didn't a month ago, it's basically just a bad old dude that shows up to towns and kills people, but to make up for other killings that he did. It's horrifying. It's just a horrifying book with a lot of nasty, grisly stuff going on, and the old guy just kind of being very disaffected by it. He's just doing it because he literally just has to do it. It is his current charge in life. And if you like sort of grisly Western stuff, and if you like a black and white book, obviously, this one, yeah, it's pretty tasty. You know what, man? We'll wrap. I didn't even realize I had another DC book. It's Batman and Robin. Why Batman and Robin? Because this particular Batman and Robin situation with Bruce and Damian is cool, specifically because Damian is such a dick and so prone towards wanting to hurt people, and this is really all about Batman or Bruce trying to prevent him from becoming this much darker figure, and Damian not really knowing how to deal with it. And this particular issue happens to deal with them both getting kidnapped and being in a whole mess of trouble and having to try to figure out how they're going to get themselves unkidnapped and out of trouble. And it's really exciting to watch these two particular characters play off of each other. I thought nothing was going to be better than Dick Grayson as Batman with Damian, but I really like this, and it's highly worth a pick up. Moving right along, we've got so many trades out this week, so many. Secret Wars. I hope you're familiar. This is the origin of Spider-Man's black suit. And the reason why this is worth a mention, even though if you go around you usually find it, it's usually in hardcover, usually very expensive. This one re-released for $34.99, which for this particular story is probably one of Jim Shooter's best. An absolute steal. Look at that classic art. Look at that fun. It's just really well drawn, and is probably one of the first, and still probably one of the best event stories. Period. So if you've never read it before, or if you've got like a crappy old dingy copy, totally worth picking this one up. Oh my, is the Rocketeer. Maybe you know, maybe you don't. Rocketeer, not just a movie from the late 80s, early 90s, I forget when it came out, but in fact was a series of some of the greatest comics ever made, and this is a collection of just tribute. And the stories, I gotta be honest, not always of the highest caliber, but my lord, the art. If this wasn't sealed, I would open it up and show you. Suffice to say, it is absolutely gorgeous, and if you're into Rocketeer or just things that make you think, oh, pretty, and your mouth drops open, your eyes go all aglaze, then this is a good choice. So Fables, when people come into the store, they're like, does the new Fables trade come out? Well, the answer today is yes, it's out. It's number 16. What's the title of that one? Super Team. Oh man, it's Fables. If you're reading Fables in the trades, which pretty much everybody is, good news, it's out, so pick it up. And since you've noticed I talk about DC books a lot, I thought it was worth mentioning that we decided, just for funsies, DC was like, let's put all 52 new issues in one book and charge people $150 for it. The good news is that, like, at least half of these stories are totally worth reading. The bad news is the other half are maybe a little less worth reading. But it's interesting. It's definitely the kind of thing that if you have a DC lunatic in your life, they might want this. They could put it on their coffee table if they're able to own one. Maybe this is their coffee table, and a cheap IKEA priced one too. So if you're psycho DC, why not? And we're gonna finish up. Last thing, the other question that we get here at Forbidden Planet is, hey, did the new Walking Dead trade come out? And the answer today is yes. And not only is it out, but also it's 50% off here at Forbidden Planet. A deal so good that even Midtown Comics mentioned it in their own Twitter feed. That's how good it is. So, trade number 15, Walking Dead, baby, 15% off, 50, 50. So good. And probably the best zombie story you'll ever read in funny books. And that's it, baby. That's all I got. So good. What a wonderful week.
I can be anything. Take a look. It's in a book, a reading